Hey dudes, it's your friend, the Reverend Pirate Frog. Come join me in the circle with my OG homie, Kotz Growery, the plant magician himself, Mac Attack Gardens, and of course, the better half of Frapple, Johnny Apple. Don't forget to pass to your left and have some fucking fun. Hey man.
Hey.
What's going on, dude?
So if, in case you didn't hear, G3 is joining us for the circle today. What's going on, G3?
Hello, my darlings. I'm happy to be here.
Thanks for joining us.
We're happy to have you. And of course, we always have Kotz and Mac joining us for the circle, and as always, the Padre. What's going on, guys?
Chilling like a villain.
Oh hell yeah!
Not everybody all at once now.
I know. We gotta get back.
He said my name first.
It's that post-holiday haze, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm in a
Holy
haze.
shit! You just named the episode.
You're very welcome.
Thanks for that. That saves me a lot of time later. I mean. So how was everyone's Christmas?
Well,
I gotta stop doing that.
When you ask a general question to four people, it's going to be pretty tough to answer it without wanting to be rude. So I'll start. My Christmas was wonderful. I got to spend it with my family and my partner's family, and it was great. It was very busy. I did a Christmas breakfast, a Christmas lunch, and a Christmas dinner in 3 fairly far cities. One in Carlsbad, then Temecula, for God's sakes, and then Newport Beach. So way too much driving, but it was fun. How about you, Kotz?
My Christmas was fantastic. Again, like with us, always busy. Lots of stuff happening with the family. So we had a good time. We were not at our house for Christmas, so it was nice. But yeah, lots of fun, lots of movement. Glad it's over.
Nice. They still rebuilding your house after the fire?
No. My house did not get affected by the fire.
That's true.
Fortunately.
You're not a self-arsonist.
No, he blew up the neighborhood.
Yeah, he blew up the
Everybody else
neighborhood.
but him.
He's smart that way. Well, that's good. What about you, Mac?
Oh man, it was good. Like Kotz, I didn't really have to do any Christmas at home except for my kids' stuff. So we just went to a Christmas breakfast and then stayed there for a while. Came home, took a nap for a couple hours, and rode out to my grandma's and played some Christmas bingo. And they always do this thing where they hide a glittery pickle ornament in one of the 15 Christmas trees they have in their house, and whoever finds it gets a special gift and stuff. So it's always fun going on the scavenger hunt for that.
Oh, that's cool. It's like that pickle thing, right?
Everybody's got their flashlights out and shit, just like looking, sifting through Christmas trees. It takes forever to find it too, dude. It was like almost the end of the night before anyone found it.
Jeez.
That sounds so much fun.
It blends in very well. Yeah, it's pretty cool. They have like just a bunch of little fake Christmas trees and then some taller Christmas trees set up around the house, and it's in one of them every single year. But we haven't went for a couple of years, so it was really nice to go and spend time with everybody and have a laugh or two and just hang out. There's always that one cousin that everybody makes fun of, so that was pretty fun. But yeah,
that's perfect.
How was your Christmas, G3?
It was good. It's always fun when you have a little in your family. That makes Christmas so much more fun.
Oh, yeah.
Brings the magic back, you know. I was mostly at home. I had plants that like were needed to be taken care of. I had this Mephisto's wedding that came out of dry and needed to be trimmed and go into cure, and I had the tangy tib iguana wanted to come down on Christmas Day. So they were
what a holy plant.
Yeah. Pay attention to me.
I'm more important.
Yeah,
sorry, Grandma. I got weed to trim.
Yep, sorry.
Far more important.
Yep. So it was a very busy day, but it was great seeing family and, always a good time. And Johnny, how about you, bud?
I kind of missed Christmas with my mother's side of the family. I got sick, so during their festive time, I think that was last weekend, I missed that. So other than that, I was kind of recovering from everything. So we had a busy day at my wife's family's house in the morning, and then we did my dad's side of the family later on in the evening. And yeah, well, it was pretty good. I'm not a festive person, so I don't do well in crowds, even if it's family. I just get kind of awkward and weird, so
No.
I don't have the best of times at those sort of functions, but I got through it, and it was good, man. Dad made a prime rib that was out of this world, so that's always the good part.
Oh yeah, the food's the best part.
Yeah. And then I smoked a couple J's with the old man, and we talked about his plan for the skunks going forward. But
Awesome.
yeah, Christmas is good, man.
It's good. You didn't get to be too much of a Grinch this year. It was a perfect balance.
Yeah, I mean, I woke up and I turned on A Christmas Story. I love that movie.
Oh,
That's
it's
my
a great
favorite
movie.
Yeah.
Watch it every Christmas Eve.
Shoot your eye out, kid. Got to. So I turned that on and played some Christmas music and got myself in the mood. If I don't be a Grinch, I'm not a Grinch. So I just got in the
Good.
mood and yeah. You know
Good.
how it is.
Yeah, Home Alone gets me in the mood for Christmas. We always
There you
watch
go.
the Home Alone movies.
That's a good
love
one.
Home
Same.
Yeah.
Same in our house.
I always do. My family has a tradition of we do fondue on Christmas Eve, and we always watch A Christmas Story after. Generally, because you're in a food coma, you know. But that movie gets
You
me
eat fondue?
on Christmas
As
Eve.
much
yeah.
as you admire the French, I'm sure you... Do you even eat French fries?
No, okay. So my grandmother, God rest her soul, thought it would be a cool tradition to start, and it was. It's delicious, and it's exactly like she was, just a weird thing to do. So it's fun, and we keep it alive to honor her, of course. But yes, it's very strange that an Irish woman was like, "I want to do cheese on Christmas Eve, for Christ's sakes." But I dig it.
No,
So,
giant
yeah,
pot of cheese. Like
cheese.
your
I would
choices
eat-
are giant
yeah.
pot of
amazing.
cheese or
Dude, I
no
love
giant pot of
cheese.
cheese.
Oh yeah, and then I do too, and it goes, it's always the cheese, and then there's always the dessert fondue after, and like I'm not a dessert person, but everybody else is, so I always just get stoked on how excited people get because they eat a ton of it, and then they always crash minutes later.
Oh, yeah.
That was me after I got in the peanut butter fudge last night, dude.
Oh,
I ate way too much. Even my wife was like, "Babe, you better not get any more of that." And I was like, "What are you talking about? I only had 2 pieces." She's like, "Whatever. On your regular food plate, there was 4 pieces. I saw it." I'm like, "Oh, oops. Okay,
Thanks for
these will be
counting.
this will be the last 4 then."
Oh, hell yeah. My grandma makes this, it's like a butter toffee. It is so good. It's got like chocolate on top with, I think, is pecan crumbles on top of
Oh,
that.
I had
But,
some of that shit too.
man, oh my God. I think she's not making it anymore, but they're not saying. I think it's my mom at this point. But,
you can tell.
man, if I don't have, I call it my Christmas candy. I don't even know what the hell it's called. I call it my Christmas candy. If I don't have my Christmas candy on Christmas, you want to see a miserable Johnny Apple? That's a miserable Johnny Apple. It's like, wait, where's my Christmas candy? And who had more than their fair share? Because you get like a piece each, and the rest is mine, motherfuckers.
I was gonna say, I don't think their definition and your definition of fair are entirely the same.
No, they're absolutely not fair to them.
Johnny, you
But who
could
gives a
totally
shit? It's
make
mine.
that.
I
It's
know,
really
sir.
easy to do. It's super easy.
It's not the same. I know you need a candy fucking thermometer. I don't want one
No,
because
you
of that
don't.
reason. Yeah,
You
this stuff you
absolutely
do.
don't. I make toffee every year. You just have to take equal parts butter and brown sugar, and you bring it to a boil, and then you stir it while it boils for 3 minutes, and then you pour it over whatever you want, and when it hardens, it's toffee.
I don't. This isn't toffee. This is different.
Is it like
It's different. It's like a butterscotch.
base of it?
It's like chewy kind of.
Oh, like
Yeah,
a
what's
like
the
a.
No,
base
it's
of it?
crispy. It's hard. It's hard
then
like a
it's-
Werther's original, but it's got like it's more buttery than a Werther's would be. It's
You-
just like toffee, but it's not toffee.
You're,
Okay.
Love
sounds
the
like you're
extra
just
ingredient.
I gotta ask. I'll have
Not
to DM you and ask my grandma and my mom because I don't know what it is, but it's
I'll
not
send you a recipe
toffee.
and you ask them
Yeah.
if it's that one.
Okay.
He
Fair
has to say, "Mom, what's my Christmas candy called?"
That's it. I will too, and I'll send you all the pictures.
No, what he's gonna do is he's gonna have either his wife or one of his kids go, "Hey, grandma," or something, so he doesn't have to actually say, "Hey, what's my favorite Christmas candy called?"
No, see, everybody who knows me knows I don't remember shit, so they're not gonna be surprised by me going, "Hey, what's that shit made out of?"
I always tell people I don't have a bad memory. It's just the side effect of the medication I take.
It could be that, but I've been doing this for years.
Yeah?
The Christmas candy, I've been having this for years, and I swear to God, I ask every year. And it's the thing is I don't care enough because I know they're gonna make it for me.
I feel you, bro. I feel you on
Yeah.
that.
I can understand.
Yeah.
It's a part of the ambiance is part of it as well, I'm sure.
And but you know what would make it so much easier to know is describing to people how good this shit is. Because it's so hard to describe. It's like, it's not toffee. They're like, but it's toffee. It's not
I'm
toffee,
pretty
but
sure
it's
I know
fucking-
what you're talking about. It's like super thin, so it's crunchy.
Yep,
Because
and then there's a
it's
chocolate layer
almost
on
hard
top.
candy. And then I just had some yesterday that was like that, and I think they used like saltine crackers for like a base, and then they poured that stuff on there, and it was like dry and crispy
Yes.
and crunchy, and it had pecans on top.
That's what we
with-
do.
Drizzled with chocolate.
Yeah.
Shit was
that's
good.
like
It sounds close.
sounds close.
Very similar. Because you have to, once you pour it in the pan, you have to break it up because it becomes hard. But you pour it in a pan just like toffee. But it's not, it's like more butter colored than toffee. Because toffee has a orange tint to it, like a brown orange tint. This is more on the butter side of that.
Are you thinking are you talking like a peanut brittle type thing?
It's almost like peanut brittle, yes.
I
Is it
can fuck
chewy?
up some peanut brittle.
Peanut brittle is delicious.
But it's not, I don't know. It could be toffee. Jesus Christ, it's probably toffee. Let me look up toffee.
I don't think we're gonna
Chewy
solve
or
this
is it
mystery tonight,
crunchy?
boys.
You motherfuckers
No,
are
this
making me
is-
hungry.
This isn't one for tonight. Somebody change the subject for fuck's sake.
I wonder who's
I'll bet you
who's
it is.
leading this
It's fucking
episode.
butter toffee.
Are you serious, dude?
It's toffee. God damn it,
Oh
it's
my
toffee.
God.
Yeah.
I just want to point out that there is one person in the circle who has made this, and when she said it's this, you went nah.
It's exactly like that, but different.
It's exactly that, but not that. Because you
one-
know why?
Let's have
'Cause
Nana's love.
it's because my head was at peanut brittle, looking at toffee, like, you know what I mean? Like, I was picturing toffee as what peanut brittle. I don't know what the fuck I'm trying to say. Yeah, whatever. I was wrong.
It's okay. I
Should've
just love
sent
it.
this- I should have sent
And
this
And it's not
motherfucker a
pecans.
dictionary.
It's
I know, that would've
almonds
been
on
funny.
top. It wasn't pecans. I wasn't even fucking close.
I put pecans on mine.
And you don't even use a fucking thermometer? Even this says cook until it's dark amber and 285
No, we don't
degrees.
use a thermometer either.
I mean, I do have a candy thermometer, but for this particular recipe, I don't use it. I just bring it to a boil and stir for 3 minutes.
You know, you just ruined toffee
Not-
for me because it used to be so
I just
magical. and
gave
now
Wait
I
a
know
second.
what it
Wait
is.
a second.
Year.
She made it literally almost as easy as possible for you to have unlimited toffee in your life, and she's ruining it by
Yeah,
giving
now
you
all
that.
of a sudden you hate it.
I just
I
gave you
hate it
Christmas
now.
every day, dude. Christmas
know.
every day.
That'd be like someone's like, "Hey, man,
Damn it, man.
I know you're having a tough time. Here's a 20," and you'd be like, "You fucking asshole." Jesus, dude.
Ah, God.
Well, thank you G3. I'll take that recipe if my jackass co-host doesn't.
No, I'm
problem.
definitely
Put it
gonna
on the
take it.
Discord.
Oh, jeez.
Okay,
I would
so
love
other
that.
than other than
Other than toffee.
denying our guest's experience and not listening to her and digging a ditch that will take a little bit of time to dig out, is there anything else you want to talk about, Johnny?
Oh, you're gonna bring it back to me? That was smart.
Well,
I would've
somebody's
just
in
moved
charge
on
of
from
leading.
my
I just want you to know that you said I'll be in charge of this episode.
I said I'd kick it off. That's about all you get out of me. Like there's no
No, you
there's no
can't lie.
charm. All
I'm gonna
right,
have
I'll
to
take
challenge
control.
that play.
Wait. Yeah, so Koch, you said you had to do some emergency cloning earlier on today. How'd that work out for you? Did you end up doing
I
it?
did, and it went successfully. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah. So I had the originally I had the Purist Indica and the Lilac Diesel BX4s in there. I had a couple of clones from each one, and I was just cooking them under the dome until they got roots. But I'm running into real estate issues, so I had to do a quick clone on the Tia and the Mimosa Blast number 5. And what ended up happening was I decided I wanted to shut the dome down, and everything looked like it was pretty rooted, but the Tia and the Mimosa Blast weren't quite as rooted. And we're getting a cold snap down here, so the humidity is just jacked, and it's really taken a toll on my propagation tent. So overnight it wasn't very good. I went in there just about an hour or two ago and saw the damage, and it looked like the ones that were fully rooted were doing okay. They were just experiencing that general shock that they get when I put them into solo cups. But then the Tia and the Mimosa Blast were completely ruined.
Oh no, was the
So-
Mimosa Blast number 5 the lemon, the one that you're
No,
talking
that's
about? Oh,
that's Sunshine.
Okay.
Sunshine is the Mimosa Blast number 5. So we didn't have any Sunshine backed up, but yeah. So luckily though I have 2 of the Tia and 1 of the Mimosa Blast moms in another tent, and they just got flipped less than 2 days ago. So I transplanted and flipped them, I think, the day before yesterday. So I just went in there and did another set of can cloning, which, like, in the system that I'm using right now, seems to work the best when it comes to transplanting back into a solo cup. And all I need is the clone to live. So we cut some
So
clones.
what you're trying to do you constantly take a clone, flip the mom, take a cut, flip the mom, take a cut, flip the mom?
Yes.
Is that your system? You don't
Yes.
like keep one mom around for a very long time
No.
and then just run the clones?
No, and I can't. No, because I'm running, my propagation tent is a 2 foot by 2 foot by 3 foot tent. It's a tiny tent. It's a very small tent. And so when I flip out of those tents, I'm flipping out of those tents into 2 foot by 2 foot by 5 foot tents. And so they're slightly taller, but it's like, it's all small space. So I have to reset my moms every 2 months, I can stretch it to 3 months, but then I'm cutting them back multiple times by like 6 to
Okay.
8 inches each time, and just like hacking the branches back. And so, yeah, I just keep the moms really short, and I reset
And
them
how many-
often, and I don't keep very many moms.
How many do you keep?
Ideally 4 is the max that I would keep around on a permanent roster, and that gives me
Right.
the opportunity to experiment and find other moms throughout my season.
And now
but I
you
don't
just
really
have
wanna
the
rotate.
Tia and the Mimosa, just the 2?
I have a Vader. The Vader looked like it was a little bit healthier coming out of the cut, but we won't really know if it's gonna live until after this round. So the Vader is still in rotation, but I don't have a way to back the Vader up if the Vader cut doesn't live.
Oh, okay. So you're babying a clone right now because that's your mom.
Yeah. I could probably
Okay.
even clone the Lilac Diesel and the Purist Indica because of how early into flower those moms are. But I'm not incentivized to do that really. I'm just kind of peeking into both of those lines to see if I like what I'm seeing. And the Lilac Diesels and the Purist Indica share the fact that they're both heavily inbred lines. So I shouldn't be looking at a whole lot of variation between the phenotypes that I've got. So
So you have not taken cuts from them yet at all?
No, I have. Yeah, they were under the cloning dome as well, and they're now in solo cups along with the Tia and the Mimosa Blast. They were just a lot healthier because they had a lot longer to cook under the cloning dome.
Okay.
The Tias and the Mimosa Blasts had only been in there for maybe 8 days. So they had roots. They were rooted enough for me to feel confident to put them into solo cups. But with the cold snap and combined with the drop in humidity, they just didn't survive the first night. And that has happened to me before in the winter.
Right.
Unfortunately, it's just hard to control that tent. That tent is so small that if I even put a small humidifier in there, and I have one in the 3x3, if I were to try to figure out a way to get it in the tent, it occupies so much space in the tent that it really limits my ability to work in there. So it might be something I have to think about in the future, though, or I might just have to get a tray with a dome and work like that way. But we'll see.
Right.
Right now, there's enough redundancy for the cuts that I need to live, and I'm prepared for the fact that I might lose the Vader, and I'm totally fine with that. Because I have the Vader.
So you're not
backups.
really like stressing every day about this thing being in perfect conditions. You're just kind of like, at this point, if it lives, okay. If not, I'm okay.
Yeah. With the propagation tent, it's really about like selecting my 4 that I need for medicine to just always have, and then maybe I'll carry through a season. I'll carry 1 or 2 more if I like it, just to be crossed at the end of the season when I do some breeding rounds, and that's all I'm doing. And right now I'm going to retire the Vader out of the collection because I have so much Vader, or not so much Vader, but so much OG that's coming through the tents in the next year that I'll always have that terp in my head stash. So I don't really need to worry about keeping it in a clone form, you know?
Nice. Yeah, makes sense. Mac, have you cut your tangy down yet?
Oh yeah, a few days ago now.
Didn't you know?
What was the other one?
Mango mirror.
Didn't I know?
Yeah, didn't you hear the scientists put out a report? Global warming actually got significantly worse when that forest fell.
Dude, so
Nice.
it was that harvest was ridiculous. My room's still a mess because I have been busy the last few days, and
You know what is I think we had that earthquake out here right when you chopped.
they said we had it here too. I wondered if I
shit.
had anything to do with that.
Those beasts were felled, huh?
Yeah, dude. So I was like,
They realized they weren't getting their roids anymore, and they were pissed.
they were a little upset about it, but they knew what was coming. They knew that they were in good hands, so they just trusted their sensei.
That's right.
But I chopped Mango down, right? I chopped Mango Mirror down, and I mean, except for bud size, which is because she got locked out when the tray ran dry. But other than that, she was right on top of Tangy, like neck and neck, trying to touch that light. And man, the
I
terps that
know.
were coming off that smelled so good. As soon as I cut it, dude, everything just smelled like a fucking fruit basket out in the middle of a forest. I was like, oh
Wow.
shit, this
Nice.
smells.
Damn, dude.
That's one that
So
you wish you could bottle.
yeah, so then Tangy staying wild straight to the end. As soon as I get Mango out chopped out the way, Tangy just falls over and is fucking laying on the floor. I'm like, dude.
So melodramatic.
It's like you really gotta act this way. Like I just needed one more day of a positive attitude from you
Just one
so that I
good
could
picture.
take a
goddamn.
picture of you in all your glory.
Yeah.
Oh
But
no.
it's whatever. I
Although
am
Talk
it,
super
about a
excited.
plant that didn't like being photographed. Those tangies were hard to photograph.
They are, man. There's like nothing to them but one fucking nug at the top of every one of them. It's like these beautiful nugs at the top, and it was just like, ugh. I don't
Yeah,
know. I
dude.
lost color on mine too. They're falling all over as soon as nothing touching it.
The main cola on mine, the buds got so big that it looks. I'll show it to you once I trim all the leaves off of it after it's dry. It looks like a fucking pitchfork, like a
wow.
straight up like 3-pronged pitchfork.
It's
Jesus.
even when that first picture where you were hanging, or one of those pictures where it was hanging in the tent, it was just so already impressive. You're just like, holy shit, dude.
I know, dude. I had to like normally I can just chop them and hang the fucking plants right above where the pots are and not have to move anything. And I had to like move all my
Get shit
auto
out of the
pot
way.
lines and move the fucking whole trays and everything because I literally got it tied with a garden tie to the top pole that runs like the support
Yeah.
poles that run across the top. And I had to like squish it to get it to fit between the bars on the light to get it up there. And I had to make it touch the top of the fucking tent
Jeez.
so that
So
it
you're
wasn't touching
drying
the
right in
floor.
the same tent.
Yeah, I have to this time because my dry tent, I'm growing those neurotoxins in and they're not quite ready yet. I got another probably 10 days, 12 days on those, I'm guessing, maybe longer. I need some shit to put me to sleep, so I might just run them until they look ugly.
Right. Hell yeah.
That would be perfect for it. Those plants are beautiful too.
Dude, every single nug on that's purple, and Joint was like, dude, you got to run some again and try to find the green one.
Oh no.
He's like, that's the neurotoxin mids, son. You got to get the green one. I was like, oh, nah.
man.
It
Like,
don't
you can
smell like
tell me-
mids.
yeah. But that's joints mids, so that those mids are way better than anything else.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Bract got some from him when he was in
When he was in
Nevada.
Vegas.
Yeah, when
Yeah.
he was in Vegas, and he said that was pretty good shit. And Joint called it. He's like, I got some mids for you.
He's a good dude.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm the only one here who hasn't chopped their tangy yet. Did you, G3?
Yeah, like yesterday? Yeah, yesterday.
I'm on day 92.
Wow. Holy.
Yeah.
I was
So
trying
He's
JC,
to.
not
what do you
ready
have
yet?
left?
So, right now I have a Peppermint Kush photo period she's about to come down any day. And then the only one I have left is Florence, my Mephisto tester, the Jackie Hemp CBD by Walter White.
That picture that
Um,
you posted a couple of days ago that was super bright. That picture was so rad. Just
That's
I
the
was just
Peppermint Kush. It is so bright in that closet up there. Like covered all of the walls with Reflectix.
nice.
And like if you go in there without
Yeah, you
glasses
need 'em.
on, your retinas are gone. You can't see anything for like an hour. It's terrible. So
Jesus.
grow glasses right outside the door. It's very bright. She likes it. Hopefully she'll finish soon. But yeah, how do you what? Oh my gosh, I totally lost my train of thought. Padre, we are tangy. What are you looking for? Because my girl didn't look like she was ready to come down, and I checked her trichomes, and she was like more than enough amber.
Okay, so I am checking everything. So I'm
Okay, good.
checking. I'm looking at the way the plant as a whole looks, and then I'm looking at all. I still have some. The lower nugs still have a lot of white pistils, and I was like, okay, that's normally fine. And then I looked at the trikes, and even the trikes at the very top, which you would expect to you'd go, okay, if that's high, the rest of it's lower. I still have very little amber, like not even 1% amber.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, mine,
Yeah.
I was totally expecting her to go at least another week because she still has like way more white hairs than
Yeah.
I expected her to. And I was like, oh, just for shits and giggles, let's check her. And I looked at her, I was like, oh, damn, she has to come down like now. Like now,
Yeah,
now.
I was having a conversation with Johnny and then also Kotz too, but we were talking and it was like, oh, it could, it's getting close, blah blah blah. But then I sent a picture of all the trikes and it was still like it was like, oh yeah, there's still time left on that, and it's day 92, so I'm like, damn.
Have you turned your lights down at all, or
Yeah,
cut
I
an
see.
hour off?
I started messing with the time, yeah, like you said, and then, but I don't like. I'm not only doing it in the one tent because Marley's is still really early. Like we expect her to go long because she's just
Right.
doing whatever she wants. So I can't do anything there because I don't want to affect her. So the queen's banner looks like she's going to go first. She's progressed very quickly to where she's got that whole plant look, where it starts with just a few leaves at the top going, and then it just works its way down, and then you're like, yep, I got to get her now. And then I check, but even on the trikes there, she's starting to. I think she has like 2 or 3% amber, if I had to guess. So I'm hoping to wait till next weekend where everything, her and the Tangy go. Because
That would be nice if they
yeah.
So you're gonna
synchronized.
chop in 2023.
No, next weekend. Isn't that before?
Barely.
Barely.
That's, well, Sunday's
right on
New
the
Year's
edge.
Day.
Yeah. So I was thinking, yeah. So it would be. I'll
So
be
you're gonna
doing
chop
it. Yeah, Saturday.
Okay. So like last day of the year.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to do it this weekend, but the Tangy just doesn't like. I could do it to the Queen's easy and not have an issue, but the problem is if I chop the Queen, I have to move the Tangy in with the Marley temporarily, and when I do that, so I'm just like, if I'm going to do it, I might as well try and make it as even as possible so I can chop those two because I really want the Marley just to have the last couple weeks alone in the 2x4.
You'd have to
Okay,
hang that
yeah.
fucking earth box from the ceiling of the tent to get it equal with Marley.
I know. There's no way. That's the problem. Because I was like, I kid you not, too, Mac. I took a tape measure and I was like, all right, I'm gonna have to make this at a 80/20. I'll make some fastener. Like I'll just like I started designing it. I pulled it up in SolidWorks and I was like, you know what? This is too much work. I'll just chop it early if that's
I'll
what
just-
I have to do.
I'll just grab 14 soda pallets.
Yeah, exactly. So I was like, oh man, because there's no way to make it work, and it would just be pointless. So I figured chop early. So that's why I'm thinking Saturday's the day I do it anyway.
Well, I'm just wondering, like, are you already thinking about what you're growing next? Because nothing excites me at harvest time like getting ready for the next round.
Yes. So it's funny you ask. I have the juicy next after the tangy, and then we have I was deciding between Galaxy Brain or Cosmic Apprentice, and I think I'm leaning Galaxy Brain because I've heard this, and there's a amazing pheno that's just spectacular for camping. That's just great to be in nature with. And so I know it's rolling the dice and just hoping, but I'm really hoping I get that. And that's what pushed me towards Galaxy Brain over Cosmic Apprentice.
That seems to always be a good one, Galaxy Brain.
Yeah. And so I'm really excited to run that. And then I was deciding on my Mephisto, and Johnny said he was running Mango. So I was like, yeah, I'll do it with you. And then that steamrolled into another thing. And
Yeah, I've
G3
been watching
just,
that unfold.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
I'm
thank
Yeah, and
fighting
then
the
you guys-
urge.
You know, how do I watch you guys grow Mango Smile and not grow Mango Smile myself?
Especially when, it's like I've
Right.
said multiple times, it's pretty much just should be associated with you. And so I love it that it's like, well, I go on, they talk about it, I got to do it.
Yeah, she is so lovely and wonderful. And I'm actually really excited to grow her again because I miss her.
Yeah, it's going to be super exciting, and I know that I know quite a few people. If you're interested, you could go to the Discord, and it's a grow together, no rules, just have fun, man. I
We're just
did
gonna
say
kinda
though,
make shit up as we go along because
Yeah.
we just want to have fun. We don't want to I don't know. We're just gonna pick on each other.
I have to say this
Essentially, right?
as
We
a
are too
disclaimer.
fucking cheap
Makes
to
fun of
give a
people grow with us.
prize, so don't even ask.
Actually, there is a prize. I have to do this. Make this one disclaimer. I am the Reverend Pirate Frog. I will make the trophy for the winner, however we decide. I, the Reverend Pirate Frog, makes the trophy for the winner.
And it's gonna be a lightsaber for me.
I got quite a few messages going, hey, Johnny, can you do this? And I'm like, I don't know how. I'm not Johnny. I'm Reverend Pirate Frog.
Johnny ain't making nobody shit.
Yeah, I was like, sure, I'll
I
tell
love
him.
you all, but go fuck yourselves.
I'll tell him, but I don't know how it'll affect what the fuck I do.
Shit. No, it's all in good fun, man.
Oh,
I think
I
it's
love
gonna be
everybody.
fun, and yeah, it's gonna be fucking.
I think I
It'll be
saw
fun.
a
We're gonna
Reddit.
make like silly little categories and shit.
You think you what?
I think I saw a Reddit post from Stan that said they were changing the name of that to G3 Special.
They should.
I wish.
It should. I'm lobbying hard to get her on. At least get her on this strain sticker.
Yeah, dude.
It's the least
I
they can
think-
do. I bet
think
you they
guys
sold more Mango
underestimate
Smile.
how small our little part of the community is.
Oh no, I think that it's like what, like 2 or 3 billion. I'm just kidding.
Right,
No,
right.
it's
Seriously.
you're synonymous with it in our corner, and that's all that matters to me.
Hmm. As long
I
as I can
can't.
keep growing it, I'm a happy girl.
That
Yeah,
thing would tower over everything else I'm gonna grow, so there's no way I can do it.
you need a break from
That's
the
why I'm
trees,
doing
dude.
just one. I'm doing just one in my 2x4 because I feel like in that earth box, if I can get it past fucking veg and it's not 2 inches tall, I might have something here. Otherwise, I'm going to be really fucking disappointed again. But
Just be
I'm
patient.
only doing one because I feel like I can do it. And I'm going to be afraid of how big it's going to get in this freaking earth box. So
I like that
I'm
attitude,
only
Johnny.
doing one.
You
I know,
can
isn't it?
do it.
You can.
So my plan with it this time, because I'm doing no-till in the earth box that I had the Top Gun in. So I dug out basically like 1 gallon's worth of soil, and I put seedling soil in that spot,
Oh,
and that
it's
basically
fucked.
goes right down to the bottom. Yeah, I Johnny'd it already. No,
That shit's already
so-
dead.
no, I'm gonna
It
start
hasn't
it in
even
the
been
soft
planted
soil.
yet.
Yeah,
It just was like, nah, that's some horse shit.
The bean was like, "Fuck this shit."
No,
Cracked itself open.
I think that's a great idea because I know Mac was. We were talking about this at the beginning too about big pummices and big pumice stones and pieces and some of the mix affecting.
Yeah, once
Yeah.
that root's big enough, dude, I think it can navigate around that pumice. But I think it's just a little bit too much for him. When I tried pumice in my Coast of Maine mix that I ran, that was during the Mango Smile grow along, and I ended up chopping both those plants at like 42 days because they were so fucking tiny. And I
Yeah.
blamed it on the pumice because that was the only thing I changed. But I think that if they have time to grow like a foot deep and then start digging through that shit, they'll be good.
And it makes sense.
And
It
that's
takes a lot of
kinda-
energy to grow around rocks.
Yeah, and like pumice is porous, so the tip of that taproot could catch in there and start like making the root curl, or it could break it off or something if it gets stuck on it. And
Do all kinds of weird stuff, and
yeah,
autoflowers especially are so finicky with like, because I know you can say like, well, you see, cannabis will grown in the wild will grow through rocks and stuff like that, and it's like, well, yeah, but it's not an autoflower that's kind of bred to do one thing. Like,
well, and
you
why
wouldn't.
does everyone imagine these ruderalis plants in the wild being like 15-foot autoflower monsters or something? There's probably like little tiny ass fucking plants that people like step
Exactly.
on and it hurts their feet or something, you know?
100%.
Yeah. I mean, if you look at the environments that they like evolved in, right? That's not an optimal environment, really. So they're not going to be massive, giant, energy-rich plants because they don't ever get that much energy from the sun.
Right.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking. Like, if I took that center out and put some seedling soil in there, it goes all the way down to the bottom. Now that seedling has the chance to send roots fairly easily down to get water. So I should see some phenomenal growth by doing that. And then it's already top dressed. So I'm going to run it until I see the feeder roots eating that top dressing and just go.
Hell yeah, that's going to be exciting.
The reason I'm saying that is because, like, I can see how much top dressing is still on there that the Top Gun didn't get to. So it's just like I know that when the feeder roots are going to come up and get to it, that's when it's going to want some more. So that's exactly how I'm going to time it and not overdo one thing or the other.
Well, that
So
Top Gun
I
didn't
think it's
end
going to
up.
be good this time.
That Top Gun didn't end up getting too big, so it didn't take too much out of the soil.
It got bigger than you think, man. I had to put it back down. I had it up on buckets, and then it like tripled in size from what I thought it was going to be. I'll bet you there's probably 8 ounces on that plant.
Oh shit.
Whoa.
Yeah, dude, it was super heavy and super fucking dense. That thing
Yeah,
exploded.
Well, never
If
mind.
you
Then I'll
have the
just shut
same
up.
luck, if you have the same luck with Mango Smile, dude, it's gonna fill that 2x4 by itself, no problem. Because
Oh my
those
gosh,
plants will get fucking huge.
Yeah, those
Yeah, this thing,
supermodel
it was like,
woo.
that's what I'm
Yeah.
worried about. But I feel like with this earth box, man, it's doing something phenomenal. Even that little mystery mezcala that the missus had started, like it got stunted at the beginning from whatever I did. But once we got it healthy again and that thing went into flower, it became way more than I thought it was ever going to be. And it's got to be that earth box. It's just
Well,
There's something about them, man.
if you look at my Marley, that's the only thing that is the earth box, man.
Yeah.
You can't take
Fucking
any
butt
credit for
chug,
it.
baby.
It is. It's all butt chugging. All the SIP
Butt
systems,
chugging.
dude. Like
Yeah, they're
if
amazing.
if you want big plants, get a SIP system because they just love it.
If
Yeah.
they want it wet, they
So-
make it wet. If they
That's-
if they want to let it dry out, they let it dry out. Let your plants do the talking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
Butt chug for life.
Get the
I want
shirts
that
in.
bumper sticker now.
Get,
Butt
yeah,
chug
get-
for life. And then have a weed leaf next to it, and
And
only
won't
the
get
real
stopped
ones
ever.
will know.
You'd get some weird looks in like the
Yeah, you
grocery
would.
store parking lot.
Although
Yeah.
imagining the looks you get on a regular basis, I don't think you'd be able to tell the difference.
I want mine with a captain's head on it, like butt chug for life with the captain's head.
There you go. That would be perfect.
Oh shit!
So
G3, how about
did,
your
uh,
strawberries?
They're doing good. I actually, all of them died except for the ones in Grower Joe's basement grow show's fabric pots. All of them, my other ones died except for those. They're doing great. They're like actually growing into strawberries at this point.
You're starting to see fruit.
Oh yeah, yep. And we're getting
Hell
runners
yeah.
all over the place. So I'm like taking those and repotting them. It's gonna be
So
great.
how
It's
are you
awesome.
doing it? Are you cutting them off and repotting it, or are you taking like
Mhm.
a pot and then like holding it in there till you know
I'm-
it started rooting, and then cut
Yeah.
the runner?
Yep, I'm doing solo cups. So and then I'm putting the runners in those solo cups, and then once they root, then I'll cut it off from its mom.
That's
Nice.
really
We will
cool.
have
It's a good way to do it.
strawberries everywhere.
How many do you got?
I have 4 pots of them right now, and then off of
Nice.
each pot, I have like at least 3 or 4 runners.
That's awesome.
Nice.
Are your young ones getting to participate?
Yes, yeah,
That's
they're
so
really
cool.
excited to be involved. So
What
Yep.
an absolute awesome lesson to teach them too.
yeah, if I can't teach them about one plant, at least I can teach them about another one. So
Exactly.
I get
It's
them
a good
interested in growing and
Exactly.
teach them the basics. So
We
good
have a veggie
introduction.
tent. We have a veggie tent for the same reason.
Really?
yeah, what
That's
are you
awesome.
growing there?
We just started it a couple weeks ago, but I got a couple bush beans, one on each end. So I'm doing I had 2 bags of Costa Maine soil left, but I use cocoa now. So I was like, well, fuck it, I'm gonna get a bed, and I lined the bottom of the bed with those 2 bags of Costa Maine, and then we filled the rest up with some old soil that I had from when I did organic stuff, and set up a little 2x4 bed, and got green beans, some bell peppers, like mini bell pepper plants, and a couple other kinds of chili peppers in there, just to test the waters and see what we can get. Oh, and I think we got a couple of different varieties of like cherry tomatoes too, but they're all like micro plants, so they're gonna
That's
stay
cool.
small.
That's
Have
gotta
you,
help with. That's gotta help
Yeah,
with
go
your
ahead, Patrick.
mental. That's gotta be that patre. That's gotta help with your mental state during the winter, being able to grow some rad shit indoors.
Yeah, it is. It's cool. I wish we would have started them sooner so we could be eating some of it right now, but I didn't really think about it. It was like a last minute thing, and
Now you've become impatient with your vegetables.
no, I just like vegetables.
They're good.
I mean, really
Right.
think about with the setup of like a tent and everything. Anybody can grow a whole garden indoors.
That's very
Every
true.
every American, every Canadian, every person everywhere across the world, you could grow your own little veggie garden inside. It's so
Yeah.
easy.
I was like, I upgraded to that 4x4, got a new light and everything, and I saw this really nice light for the 2x4 and had the 2x4. I was like, what the fuck am I gonna do with this? Stick it in the back of the closet? Hell no. So I just bought a big ass 2x4 fabric bed and set up a veggie garden. And
That's awesome.
it's literally a light, a tent, and a fan to move air through. I don't even have an oscillating fan or anything in there because the humidity's not an issue.
really.
And I need it to stay warm in there because it's cold in the basement right now. So I
You
had
got
an
like
old
the
Spider
flaps
Farmer.
open.
Yeah, I got the flaps open and just got like my old Spider Farmer fan hooked up to and have it set on like setting 2 just to get fresh air in
Move it
there all the
around.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. That's so
It's
great.
awesome.
Do you
I saw.
practice any cloning techniques with any of the plants, like the tomatoes or the peppers or anything?
Nah, man. I told you I just started this
He
shit.
just set it up. Yeah.
I'm seeing
I
if it's
love
even good, if
cloning
I can even
tomatoes
make
and
it work.
peppers.
I was gonna say,
I
I know
didn't know.
Kotz has a lot of experience with growing vegetables in tents. I just remembered not the other day he was helping one of our buddies out with it.
Yeah, I've been doing it since 2016. I actually don't have a veggie tent going right now, and that's because we have an 8 to 9 month growing season, and I use an indoor tent to start all of my plants before I bring them out into the veggie garden. So that's a process that starts 2 months before we go outside. So I give myself like 1 full month off in December and then a couple of weeks in January before the whole process starts again. So it's like, but we grow, I mean, we have plants literally all over our house. And most of the house plants and stuff is under my wife's management. So I take care of the growery, the house plants get taken care of by her, and then the whole family is engaged in the gardening process outside. But before we started doing all of that, we were growing inside of tents, and way back when we were back in apartments, it was a wonderful thing to do to have a veggie tent. And the tomatoes and the peppers are my favorite thing to grow inside of tents, like by far, because you can keep them small. You can clone them over and over and over again, and the process is identical to cannabis, really, when it comes to cloning.
Yeah, we
So,
we
super
started our stuff indoors last year too, and that was the best decision I ever made for my garden. Everything
It does,
everything grew so much better, and it seemed like it grew so much faster by starting them a couple months ahead of time indoors, and then just each day I would give them like a little bit longer outside just to harden them
Yep.
off, and as soon as they got in that dirt outside, dude, they took off. And like it was only the only time I ever wish I actually planted less things. So
Yeah, it's
yeah.
great to have that indoor tent to give you a head start when it's nice and cold outside, and you you're eager to go out and plant. But if you direct sow anything before the frost is over, most of it will die unless it's super cold hardy. Just depending on like what hardiness zone you're in general. But yeah, it sucks. But I've found that helps totally as well to start everything indoors a couple of weeks before you bring everything outside after that final frost is over in your area.
Yeah, I always have to wait forever, dude, because it'll like start to warm up and then we'll get a cold snap again. The weather's so back and forth here that like
Yeah.
Yeah.
it'll warm up and be in the 50s and 60s, and you'll think, "Oh, I'll be able to plant soon." And then I've burnt myself before by taking them outside too early, and then we get
Me too.
like first week of May or something, it'll frost and then
You'll
ruin
lose everything.
Yeah.
Yep. And that you've had them for like 4 to 6 weeks, and it's
And then
just
it's
like you
like the
bring 'em
end of
outside.
August by the time you get anything off of them because you have to restart everything. So I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm
Goodness,
just
yeah.
wait until it's like not been less than 75 every day for 2 weeks before I take it outside. We'll just start them inside and move them on out.
I
Yep.
agree. Winter sucks. It's difficult.
And it's something to do that gets me
Must
outside
be
in the
terrible
sun.
down there.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
81
How's your
degrees
garden
on
outdoors
Christmas.
right now? Yeah.
It's really nice actually. I should post a picture. Like I was saying, yeah, it was 81 degrees on Christmas, and
Oh man.
beautiful clear day. But unfortunately, both of the gifts my partner got me were sweaters and a jacket. So I wore it for a little while because I was like, "This is rad," but then it got really warm. So
You got
it
what you
was-
deserved.
yeah, I
Because
know
it was fucking
terrible.
7 degrees here.
Yep. Here
You got
too.
what
I-
you deserved. I hope you
I'm
love that
s-
sweater.
Yeah, 19 degrees here.
I'm terribly sorry. It was hard, I had to actually run my AC, and you know how tough that is.
The struggle is
Jesus.
real, Padre. The struggle is real.
I'm just kidding. I know everybody hates me more than they already do now, but
We're back up to 33 degrees now. We're good.
That's good. See, you guys will be getting the
14.
last laugh when California literally just dries out and we all die of thirst.
How's your garden
G3,
doing
do you
now,
have an outdoor
motherfucker?
garden?
Exactly.
I do. I'm not really good at gardening outdoors because it doesn't keep my interest long term. There's so many variables and so much to control and so much time that it requires that it just doesn't easily fit into my life like growing inside in tents does. So
Yeah, makes
I get
sense.
really into it in the beginning and I start everything and they go outside and I'm really excited and I have great big plans. And then as time goes on, I spend less and less and less time with them. And then by the end of
Yeah,
the summer, I'm like, wow, this is out of control. Okay, well, we'll try
that's
again next year.
Even when you
Yeah,
do it that way, you still get something though. So
that's
it's
Oh
not
true.
a
yeah, we
Truth.
still get like food from it, but I definitely need to get my IPM on point for
Oh
outside.
yeah.
yeah. I
It's
lost
get your
hard.
I
for
lost
soil
sure.
on point.
I
No,
lost
no
all of
BS.
my
Get your
summer
soil on
harvest.
point. If you get
Yeah.
your soil on point, you'll have healthier plants. You'll have healthier plants. You'll have less pests. Start with your soil.
Huh. Well, I have pretty good soil out there. I took a whole bunch of stuff and mixed it together with a bunch of like Gaia Green and um yeah, Stonington and some cocoa and it's all in raised beds. So
Nice,
that seemed
perfect.
pretty good, but I
That's
don't
really
know.
That's
nice.
good.
I'd love it an easy way to like get my soil tested. I'm sure there's lots
There
of places
is
that have
Logan
that
Johnny
done.
Labs.
looked this up.
Yep, Logan Labs is the way to go.
Yeah.
I have one of my 3x3s here now that I have to run a soil sample for, and it's not really expensive at all. Like it's, I think what we would say it was like $15 for a saturated paste
Oh,
test, maybe.
Yeah.
that's not bad
Yeah,
at
it's
all.
like super. So a saturated paste test, you would literally take your water that you're gonna water with and the soil sample. You send them both in, and they like mix it together and tell you how they relate. So like if you've got high calcium in your water, this will know too. So it's really good for the indoors to do a saturated paste test. But like outdoors, you could just run your soil sample there. It's going to come back and you need to have somebody kind of translate it for you. I think Build a Soil has something set up where you can like download an Excel spreadsheet and input your information into it. But yeah, it's really affordable.
If you use, I'm
Wow,
pretty
that's
sure if you
awesome.
use Logan Labs brand and want Brandon Russ to help you go over it, he'll do it too. The guy that runs
Yeah,
Bokashi
yeah, yeah.
Earthworks.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
He's great.
Yeah,
That's really
I was
interesting. I'd be curious just where I'm starting from,
mhm.
Yeah,
because
exactly. Yep.
Johnny and I were talking about it the other day because we were like, oh, because we were talking about that bed and it having issues, and we were talking about reamending and what's up. And so I think I found like I was like, oh, we could do this cheap test to get a baseline. And you're like, I looked up actual test and it's only like $15. And I was like, oh, shit, that sounds like a really easy way to just get your baseline and at least know instead of
yeah.
guess.
Exactly. For something like that, yeah,
Agreed.
because I've ran something in it, and there's something missing from that soil just from the way the plants are growing. You can tell on the leaf there's something missing, and it's like, yeah, I could easily throw some craft blend and some worm castings at it, and it's probably would be okay. But I'm just curious, and for the
Yeah.
10-15 bucks or whatever it was like, yeah, now I know exactly what to put in it, so I have a perfect baseline to start from.
And you'll also recognize whatever was causing that issue in the future.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Moving
Opportunity for
forward.
learning. Yeah, now my
Mhm.
curiosity is piqued.
It would be, yeah. I was my entire summer garden got destroyed because we had, I think, like back-to-back heat waves and we had like rolling blackouts and all this stuff. So it got really bad. So I lost everything, and then before that, I lost everything to leaf miners, my pumpkins. So I've not had a very good record
Oh no.
in my new place, but it's all good. I wasn't necessarily relying on it. If I did, I'd be
What
very skinny or dead.
What time of year do you find best to grow in with your seasons? Outdoors.
Well,
I mean.
the I'm in like zone at, I think, like I'm above 10A. I know like my last the exact location was like 11A, I think, but
Mhm.
it's pretty much I can grow whatever year round. But not whatever. There's definitely seasons that are better, but I find that our winter's just easier because dealing with excessive heat and watering it takes a lot of fun out of gardening to begin with, and it just the heat can get so hot.
Are you guys allowed to water like outdoor gardens with a garden hose?
Oh, I live in an apartment with no hose, so no. But I don't know if there's restrictions on watering your lawns currently. But if you live in Southern California and you have a lawn, you should just let it die, and because it's pointless. But I don't know if there is anything on your gardening. Like a lot of people use gray water, in like all of our water that we use to like water anything in Southern California is gray water.
Right on.
So yeah, it's all recycled water. So if you go to a park, all the sprinkler heads will say like, don't drink this, or don't bathe in this. It's groundwater. It's gray water.
Yeah. I have a gray water tank and a septic tank at my house.
Oh, that's
Like,
awesome.
Yeah, you just get more use out of it. It's just weird how it works. It's like there's only thing going in there is the kitchen sink.
Yeah, it's funny some of the stuff they consider. Like, I know that if no shower can be reused in certain areas, I don't know. It's like there's weird restrictions on it, but I'm sure it makes sense.
Yeah, to somebody with
Yeah,
half a sense.
Government never makes weird decisions.
Snap. So does
So does-
anybody have any problems in their garden worse than powdery mildew?
I don't.
I don't
still have
enough
thrips.
plants growing.
What was
You
that,
don't have
Cots?
any plants, Mac?
I do, but not enough. I just chopped 2 behemoths.
I know there's a
I
void
was
in your
gonna say, I
tent.
thought you just said
Yeah.
your neurotoxins were still going.
They are, and I still have a Ice Rock City from Rockbud, and
Hey,
2
Mac.
testers from Big Green Guy.
Mac, are you worried that you've achieved your mountaintop, that you've passed your prime now, that you'll never ever achieve as good as? No, I'm just kidding.
Nope, I'm not worried. I'm not worried. You'll see.
You shouldn't be. You shouldn't be.
Cots, you have thrips?
Yeah, I've had thrips for the last couple of months to various degrees,
no.
and they keep popping up in ugly little places. Unfortunately, the leaves of 2 of the Lilac Diesel BX4s had thrips, so I mean I took care of it, but they're getting flipped, so we'll see. The thing about thrips for me is that they've become more of just like this never-ending nuisance that doesn't destroy my plant but just annoys me. It's what it ends up being. And it's not like fungus gnats, where like fungus gnats do get bad quick, but thrips get really bad really quick, and then they stay bad, and that's what sucks. So you have to just burn your garden essentially. So my
I know,
flowering tent
that's what I was thinking.
yeah,
'cause
I
they-
took my
they
tent
even
down
get
that
in
had
your
thrips.
First couple inches of soil, I think, right?
Yeah.
Even your topsoil will
Yeah.
kill it.
Hi
I
again
took the
posted a
soil
video
out.
one time where they had thrips, and they did like a close-up video of it, and it was like shitting on the leaf, and it was disgusting. I was like, oh, I hope I
gross.
never get thrips, and they basically
That's
had
why
to kill
thrips looks
everything,
bad.
dude.
Yeah.
I mean, I know people that when they see thrips, it's just hard reset completely. Like no second thought, no, just fuck it. They don't want to deal with it.
See,
Right.
I had thrips in my 15 gallons with the no-till. I had thrips in them, and I sprayed with Zymes, gave them some ladybugs, and I never had another issue. I even read
Yeah,
the
I'm gonna use
headstrums in
Zymes.
that same soil, right behind them. Same soil, just
That's
top dressed.
exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna buy a bottle of Zymes. The ladybugs do so much of the work, and they really did. They actually kept a fully infested tent manageable so that I could finish it out into a reasonable area of flower. And then I did a full defoliation before I harvested to get all those like really nasty leaves out. And the thrips don't tend to hang out in the buds themselves. They really just go for the fan leaves and sometimes the sugar leaf. So I did like a full defoliation, which I never do. When I harvest whole plant, I usually harvest the entire plant. But I took all the nasty leaves off and I put them in the dry tent. And that was the only tent that was really infested. Everything else just had like maybe a leaf here, a leaf there. And with the amount of ladybugs I have hanging out in all my tents, that really doesn't ever become a problem. So yeah, it's an issue,
Good deal.
but I am gonna use the Zymes, man, per your request, Johnny, because I need that extra right before I put things into flour. I need that extra boost, and anything that's in veg is gonna need to get hit with it. So,
Have you? Do you have some on hand, or are you gonna have to pick some up?
I do not. I'm gonna have to pick some up.
Get the sample, get the free sample. You just pay shipping, but it'll come
Oh,
with
okay.
enough, and it
Enough for,
comes
like,
What a
with
great
like a
tip.
pin. Yeah.
Okay,
it's
so I go
great.
onto the Dr. Zymes website and I just ask for the free sample and they'll send it to me.
Yeah, there's a whole thing you fill out. It'll be like free sample. Click this, and I think when I did mine they sent me a pin and
Okay.
a pamphlet, and then enough to make quite a bit actually. It's
Great.
very
Pretty
generous
sweet
of them.
pin too. It says
Yeah, it's a
Garden
sweet
Naked
pin.
on it.
Hell yeah.
Amen.
It's on
I
my.
can't wait.
It's on my backpack with the Alabrije pins.
I'm going to start applying that as soon as I get it, just to get rid of this. So,
So
become any
speaking
more of a
of
problem.
Dr. Zymes, I just had to use that all over everything that I've got. I had that powdery mildew issue I alluded to earlier. So I found it originally on the skunk clones, and so I took the whole clone dome, everything, put that right outside, and unfortunately I had 2 of the cuts actually take roots. They got put in solo cups and put into my propagation tent, and shit went haywire from there. I found PM all over all the skunk moms. That was definitely on the 2 that I brought into that tent. I had basil also in that tent. I don't know if it was on the basil, but I was like, it's gone either way. Basil's cheap enough. And I found it also on the banana milk scroll, and I haven't found it on anything in flour yet. So still the mystery mezcala I got, and my White Widow, I think that is. White Widow Auto. Those 2 are in flour, and I have not seen anything on them, but they still got sprayed with Dr. Zymes. The banana milks got sprayed with Zymes. I took all the skunk moms, and I dunked them in Zymes because I know they had it, and I could, so I did. They were in the 1-gallon pots, and I literally took them at a 4-ounce per gallon solution with Dr. Zymes and dunked them in there, and then splashed the Dr. Zymes up onto the top of the soil. And then all 5 of the dads had gotten tossed out into the snow. Everything else got sprayed. So I'm hoping that I've got it under control now. So after we record tonight, I got to get them. I'm going to spray them one more time at 4 ounces per gallon. Spray everybody. And I think it's under control because when I peeked in on everybody earlier, I wasn't seeing it like I was. But
Nice.
luckily, in the process, like, before I had found it on the clones, I had already sent samples off to the lab for the DNA test. I did have the DNA test done, so I did have 5 males and 5 females. So I know who's who now once I get
What a
these
great split.
moms. Yeah, once I get these moms over to Dad's house, once the PM's gone for sure, I have 5 females. We're going to put 4 in his 4x4 and 1 in his 2x4. Unfortunately, with the PM, I didn't want to save the dads and try to flower them out, so I'm going to get another pack at some point of the skunks and run them again because just it wasn't worth it. I'm not quite set up to run the males, so it was like I'm not going to push myself and Johnny my whole shit even more than it already is right now, so yeah, Dr. Zymes, man, it seems to have gone after the PM pretty freaking well, too, so
Nice.
Yeah, it's good.
yeah, so
It's good stuff, man.
it's kind of where my garden's at, and I'm just, with all this going on, I have waited to plant my tangy for the grow together, because I
Mango
have an
smile.
empty tent that's...
Mango
yeah,
smile.
Mango smile, jeez. Yeah, thanks. You
It's all
can blame
good.
this on the, whatever, what did I have from Dad's? Oh, the Alaskan Thunderfuck. Apparently it makes me talkative and dumb.
I have to ask because I know now what you're doing come next round with your autos. But what is everybody else doing with their autos next round? I can start because I asked. So, I've just received my shipment of Mango Smile in the mail from a kind sir. Thank you,
I
Rev,
heard that
for
guy's a
sending that over.
jackass.
Get
He
out of here.
is.
I wasn't planning. I didn't even have Mango Smile on my short list. I had at least 4 other varieties that I was considering. And when this Mango Smile thing came to fruition, I was like, well, I don't have any Mango Smile. And thank you for blessing me with that, because you just blessed me right into the grow along. So
Oh, of
I'm
course,
super
dude.
stoked to add that.
It worked out
Yeah, man.
perfectly because I kept meaning to send you stuff, and then every time I was just getting ready to send you something, something else came up that I was going to send you anyway.
Right.
So
Yeah.
my laziness, as always, works out for my benefit.
Yeah. Oh man. I had before before the Mango Smile got locked in, I had the Juicy Ajaloro from Alabrije locked in, because I had bought that, immediately wanted to run it in my next round. So that was locked in, along with the Strawberry Milk and Cookies from Night Owl. So that's going to go in the tent as well. I do 4 in my 3x3, and I'm just going to continually do that over and over again into perpetuity, because it seems to work that way. So of those 4, we've got the Juicy Ajalora, the Strawberry Milk and Cookies, the Mango Smile, and then I'm still waiting on my shipment of the 4th, and that's going to be the Mephisto Tester that goes in.
That's right. We're almost
So-
outnumbered by testers in this circle. I feel intimidated. I feel like a peasant in the royal court.
I don't know how it's gonna work, but I'm expecting something to arrive soon-ish. So when it does, that will go in. It will lock in as my 4th, and then we'll plant everything all at the same time.
I was so
So-
excited for you when I saw his post.
Oh,
On their
wasn't that
Instagram.
amazing?
I was like, oh man, I love this dude. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
have we mentioned that on the
No, we haven't.
yet?
We
No.
haven't at all. We
No.
Gotcha,
we
why not
we,
mention
we were
it?
going to. Yeah.
Yeah, so I started posting the Marley's Grin and the Mephisto's Wedding shots as I was growing them in the last grow along, and the second time I posted the Mephisto's Wedding, Stan reached out to me and asked if I wanted to test their ice cream cake that they're working on, because they were about to do a tester round. So I was like,
Yeah.
yes. And so that's the Gelato 41, the Basio cut, crossed to Mephisto's Wedding. Could not be more thrilled for that. So
Which sounds
Very
so
excited.
similar to something else that you were running, huh?
yeah, I have the Tia, which is my wedding pie crossed to Gelato 41, and I've been keeping that for a little over
It
a
can't be
year
more perfect.
in
Wow.
clonal form. Yeah, my Tia is she's the prize of my entire garden. I bought her in a pack from BW Genetics by request from J Merch Grows. I don't know if you guys are familiar with him. He's a fantastic content
yeah.
creator, has a YouTube channel. He
He's great.
is also he's also in our Discord community, so you'll see him pop in and out. He was getting packs from BW Genetics, and I just looked into it, bought a couple of packs before testing anything out, and then started testing the packs, and just was finding fire in everything I was running. And so I got this limited pack, which was the wedding pie crossed to the Gelato 41. And I was like, well, that's kind of like a wedding pheno, it has the wedding themed. So I planted it so that I could have it available for my wife and I's 10-year anniversary. So I started running it at the beginning of the year. We selected down to the cut, and there were only 2 to choose from because it was a small pack, and we ran through them. We found this amazing pheno, and we were able to smoke it on our anniversary, and it's so gelato dominant. It's very sweet. To to me it comes off as like cherry lip gloss and like baby powder with just like a
Uh-oh.
little bit of gasoline on the back.
Mac just got
And
excited.
Oh yeah.
so I just it's phenomenal. It's just an
It
absolutely
sounds phenomenal.
phenomenal smoke. And so I love the Tia. I'll have the Tia as long as I can keep it alive in my garden. But to see something similar, which is another ice cream cake in an auto form from the guys at Mephisto who already know what they're doing in the first place, it's just going to be so fun to test. I can't wait.
It's the perfect person to do it too. It just fits the narrative, dude.
Yeah, dude,
Hell yeah.
and that specific terp is a crowd pleaser. It really is. The sweet terp that comes with those cakes and those ice cream cakes and stuff like that. It's such a crowd pleasing terp, man. Just to have
It's
one
like
in
vanilla
the stash. Yes, yeah, it's so great. Everyone should have one around if you can find one, for sure.
Absolutely, dude. I just liked in his post though. It was funny. He's like, "Where has he been?" I was like, "He's always been here, dude."
Yeah, that's a long story.
You just had to know someone to know someone.
That's
Yeah,
a
exactly.
very, very long story. We'll save that.
I don't know.
yeah.
The quality has ramped up at like 300%
Oh, yeah.
recently. So
Yeah,
he did
that's
kind of
for
come
sure.
blasting at him with those high quality pics out of nowhere.
I did. Yeah, people.
Oh, for
people
sure.
haven't seen that in a minute.
After that
from me.
Spacement Grown episode, he's like, "Oh shit, I'm gonna step my game
No,
up."
no, it's not just that. He like legit has not been. He's been doing all the work for years and just not
Oh,
sharing
yeah.
it with anyone.
Guys, I have
He has all
tens
this
of
stuff.
thousands of stacks in my
He
hard
wouldn't
drive.
share, man. I'm telling
I've
you, like getting him
hundreds
to
of YouTube
share
videos.
is my life's mission because the stuff that he did just for himself is stuff everybody should see. And like all the stuff that this dude knows and was just like willing to teach anyone but not doing, it should have been criminal. If I was dictator, Kotz would either have to teach more or be locked up.
Dude, it was by
Wow.
choice. I left.
know.
I left the scene by choice when I came out here. So, it's been 5 years since I've had any social media pertaining to cannabis, or really any social media at all. I'm a very quiet individual these days. But I'm excited to come back. It's fun. And honestly, I wouldn't have done it if it wasn't for the number one, the cultivation conversation community, which got me back into the social media aspect. But then two, you, Rev, who convinced me that this was a safe space and that we could be tent pirates and also show off our work. So
yeah, man, it's just balance keeping everybody safe and showing off and teaching because like I said, dude, I go to you for advice on the regular. Everybody should.
I
Tent
appreciate you
Pirates
guys.
for life.
Tent
Tent
Pirates.
pirates for life.
And Siege,
TP4L.
I was gonna say, and yet another example of G3 saving the community. She brought.
You're
Kotz
welcome.
back.
You're welcome. I'll take all the credit. No, Cod,
Exactly.
seriously, like
Except
so
for toffee, I stand
well
firm
deserved.
on that.
All right, you can stand firm on whatever you want. You're still wrong.
Ah, man.
But Cod, seriously, so well deserved. Like your content is spectacularly beautiful, and I'm so very thrilled for you. It's awesome.
Well, thank you. The kind words mean the world to me. You guys have no clue. I really appreciate just being a part of this with you guys. I really do. Honestly.
Well, we're glad, and of course, like in your average grow fashion, we will ride your coattails, baby.
Oh man, you know
Giddy
what?
up.
The most important thing to me is that everybody is sharing because I
It's so much fun.
am the biggest sucker for just spending time looking at other people's stuff. I really just enjoy that.
Oh,
So
yeah.
keep
I
posting.
love looking at the pretty flowers.
So
Keep doing grow
you
alongs.
started by saying what your autos, asking what everyone was growing in their auto tents. G3, what's up next for you?
Oh man, I have like no space anymore to work with. It's killing me because I thought I was going to go into a 4x8 and instead I'm going into like a I guess it's like a 2x3. So it's so small, I can't do anything. So I have this CBD tester for Mephisto that's running right now, and she's a few weeks old. She's like a week into flower.
Is that the
She's like a
Stilton
month or
special?
something. No, this is the Jackie Hemp CBD
Oh, okay.
by Walter White. She's a tester that's not being released until next year. She's their new CBD strain. It's replacing the canna cheese, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, and I really wanted to run the Stilton special, but I'm not going to have room for that anymore because now we're going to have a mango smile in there. And Stan messaged me and asked if I would run this gelato as well with Cops. So we're going to be twinnies.
Yes.
So he's like, hey, do you have space? I was like, I will make space. He's like, do you have the time? I was like, I will make the time. Just send them to me. He's like,
That's
okay.
amazing.
So
Hell
That's
yeah,
gonna be
congrats.
so cool.
yeah.
And
so I'm gonna have,
G3,
like,
I don't know about you, but this Mephisto's wedding is just some of the dankest stuff that has come out of their line. I just absolutely love it. It's great.
She's beautiful. Yes, she's a joy to grow too, because you don't really have to do anything to her. You can like throw her in some living soil and chuck her in the back of your tent and
I've
forget
heard
about
she's
it.
a
Right.
light feeder.
Dude,
She
anything you
never
try
wants
to
any
do is
food.
too much.
Yep. Don't touch her. Don't look at her. Just like take some pictures. Don't feed her. Just water. That's it. She's like Kate Moss. No food. None.
That's
I seriously
awesome.
like made her soil in the beginning and didn't touch it after that. Didn't even top dress her a single time in her entire run, and she was still telling me she had too much nitrogen. Stan said that exact same thing happened in his garden. She's just a super light feeder.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
seen a lot
Same
of
with
people
me.
on Instagram saying that she doesn't need much.
Yep, like nothing. She's so easy. But she's like, once you realize that, then it's easy as pie. The first time we ran and with like no information behind it, we had no idea what we were doing, and we had no idea that she was like, I want no food, so everybody burned the hell out of their plants. The first run through with the meth weddings.
So the very end of my grow, what I was doing was I would mix my jugs, and then I would feed one or two of the plants, and then re-dilute, and then feed the Mephisto's wedding with the
Yes.
diluted. That's how I
That's
would do it.
smart.
Yep, I would have to mix different water for the Mephisto's wedding and the Tangy Tip Iguana because one was a super heavy feeder and Tangy wanted all the food, all of it.
Goodness, she
And
did.
Mephisto's wedding wanted nothing. So I was like, gosh, I have to make you eat your own meal? Are you kidding me?
Why can't you all eat the same gruel?
Right. Yeah. But like, I mean, thank goodness in this particular round I was hand watering them because I
Oh, yeah, that
had
I was gonna
like
say, how would that have
specific-
worked? That would have been miserable.
Yeah.
in
It would have been
autopots.
awful in auto pots, even though mostly their soil takes care of them because I use like living soil, super soil, whatever. But I do add a lot of amendments, and like the Tangy really wanted additional CalMag, where the wedding did not at all. So if I had added it, she would have been super pissed off at me. But if I had not given it to the Tangy, she would have starved. So this is one of those situations where you need to step in and assist your automated watering system
Yeah.
in some way.
That would be a very tough one to grow in a bed, Johnny style.
Mm-hmm.
Because no matter what
Extremely.
you did,
Agreed.
you would be screwed.
Tangy was the only plant that I've ran in the last 2 grows that needed any added CalMag. Like I had, if I didn't put the CalMag, it was like as soon as she got a sip of that fresh res, she's like, "No, where's the CalMag, motherfucker?" It's like
It was
Wesley
like gravy
Snipes with
for
a
it,
gun to
yeah.
my head or something. Like, where's it at?
Give it up.
That's yeah. Where is it?
Mango Mears next door screaming for her life. Like, why are you pushing me so hard? Because this is a eating bitch over here, man. I'm telling
That's
you.
what my whole tent was like too.
Yeah. You got your harvest was great, man. It all finished up at pretty much the same time too.
Mm-hmm.
I know I blankly said that, and you have no idea who I'm talking
Who
about.
are you talking to?
So,
Me
uh,
or
Yeah,
me?
no, I was actually talking to both Mac and Kotz, so that's why I decided to mention neither of you. Be psychic, jackasses.
We were both staring
Yeah.
at the microphone.
I know.
Like, is he talking to me?
dude, it's-
No, the worst part was after I said that, I was like, you didn't address anyone, and I was just sitting here like, oh shit.
I do.
I
have
made fun
that
of Johnny for
issue
that.
with harvesting windows. I can with the fabric pots. It's easy for me if I've got the ability to harvest something early in the drying tent to do it. But it creates a different microclimate in the drying tent when I just put one plant in there. So it actually benefits the drying process if I cut them all down at once. And I'm willing to sacrifice that extra, perhaps week or week and a half of grow time so that I can have a long dry time with all my plants. So that's why I harvested all at once. And I still feel like I over dried and dried too soon with this tent because we had that cold snap. So my earliest plant was put into a jar at 8 days, and my latest plant was put into a jar at 11 days, which I feel like 11 days is okay, but 8's a little early when you're hang drying whole plants.
When you go into jars, do you have those little humidistat readers
No.
to tell
No.
what your humidity is in the jar?
No, I never went that far with reading the inside of the jars. It's mainly just a touchy-feely kind of thing. I can tell if it's too dry or if it's too wet in there.
You get in trouble for stuff like that nowadays.
You do. But I like to harass my nugs. You know what I mean? I always get
Yeah.
in there and
I can get
pinch
in there.
around.
It's the way
and
to find
these
out.
are a little dry. They're still wonderful, but they're a little dry, and you kind of, it's that balance, right? Harvesting at the same time, drying these plants, and I don't have any other parameters automated, so I can't, I don't have a humidifier, dehumidifier that I can just click on in my lung room, which is my office, and clock everything in right. I just have to kind of deal with the swings in humidity when the temperatures get wild on me.
Right.
Yeah.
You So,
can't be proactive. You just got to deal with it as it's happening.
You just got to deal with it, right?
Yeah.
But it's all in the
it's
jar
never
now.
ideal,
It's
but-
great.
Yeah. Couldn't go for too much of a cure on it. You were
No.
out.
Well, the cool thing is that I did separate it into different jars, so I will have some undisturbed jars that are gonna take a little bit longer, and hopefully I can retain some of the moisture in those jars by just not burping them, and in time, 6 weeks, 2 months down the road, if they last that long, in my head stash without getting smoked first.
Yeah.
Because that's the problem, right? But I do have some stuff coming in right behind it, so I feel like I'm at that point now where I'm not weed poor anymore, so maybe I will be able to get a little bit of a cure on some of this stuff. We'll see.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how Mac's gonna do it. Are you gonna buy like an industrial sized deep freezer for the pounds and pounds that you just pulled? Or...
Yeah.
No, why would I freeze it, dude?
No, that's true. I'm just messing with it. But you got a lot. I'm excited.
Gotta
to
run
see.
the rosin, dude.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna buy another yellow and black tote so that I have a separate tote for between Mango Mirror and Tangy, because there's just too much of both of them. And then I'm gonna have, in like a week or 2 weeks, I'm gonna have Ice Rock City coming down and Neurotoxin coming down. Tents will be totally empty, and then I'll be cleaning everything. And I'm dropping down to only 2 tents, and I'm not gonna do any photo periods in my next run either. I'm just do all autos.
Do you have them all picked out yet?
Yeah. You want me to
Do
talk
tell.
about it?
Yeah.
Do tell.
No, you just keep that
Please.
information.
Okay,
Nobody
well,
wants to know.
I want to justify the list of what I'm about to run by saying that I have
That's
a
never a good sign,
smorgasbord.
G3.
I literally have a buffet of thin leaf varieties in my arsenal at the moment. So
You did just You just did literally harvest pounds of it.
yeah, and I got some dry already.
Listen,
and-
he's just asking nicely not to bust his balls. Let's at least get a
Yeah,
chance
we-
to hear what we're
okay,
gonna bust
okay.
his balls about.
Fair enough.
No, it's only Rev. He's gonna have an issue with this list, but I'm gonna run True Mac from Rockbud, and then Strawberry Milk and Cookies from Night Owl, and I'm gonna run Big Green Guy's Blueberry Grape. They're regs, so I'm gonna pop 2 or 3 of them in the same pot, and then kill 2 of them. And then this dude that I got some beans from, I got the True Mac from him, and he sent me some stuff that he bred. I believe it's Smacks from Exotic Genetics crossed to Rockbud's Blueberry Slushy, and he took it to Autoflower, so it's called Runtsberry Blues. I'm going to run that, and that's going to be
Wow, that's exciting.
in the
That sounds
4x4.
cool as shit.
Nice, dude.
And then I'm hoping that I get Blue Zeroso from the Alabrije drop that's coming up. So I don't really want to advertise for it. If you got,
I
just
know,
go
yeah.
ahead and edit this part out, Johnny.
Yeah.
Alabrije is not having a drop
Seriously.
on January 6th at 4:20
No, he's not.
Eastern
Why
Standard
do,
Time. He's
why do
not.
why do we assume that Johnny edits?
I don't
Just
know.
kidding.
Because they're good.
Yo, it was
I'm
all
going to-
all fun and games when nobody knew about it, but now
know,
it's
it's
like
tough.
these drops are gonna sell fast.
I know I
But
was so
Mac-
disappointed about the beanie, but anyways, I got
I know.
planned for that. I'm gonna put that. So I only have 4 autopot trays, but I do have a garden tray and a valve, which I have the neurotoxins running in. So I got some 2-gallon pots, and I'm gonna run 5 Blue Zeroso in the 3x3 in 2-gallon pots in the garden tray.
Wow.
Damn, dude.
You got to try that, right,
Do what?
Mac? You got to try it, right?
No, I
Didn't you
oh,
try
yeah.
some of Captain's?
Yeah, I tried some of that in Boston. It was amazing.
It was
it's-
dank.
When I opened the jar of it, it smelled like someone like put a cheese fart in a jar or something. It was, but when you smoked it, it was delicious. So I don't know. It was good. It was good stuff. I liked it. So I'm excited to grow that if I
I'm
get
glad
it.
I'm glad you went back to saying it was good once you smoked it, because I cannot picture cheese fart tasting good in any
Oh,
sense of the
bro,
way.
when you
was
say
like a
cheese fart, I'm
sweet
all
cheese
over
fart. It was
that,
like-
bro.
It was like someone ate
Nah.
a dozen cheese Danish and then took a shit. That's what it smelled like.
That's.
I
Oh,
could get
we
down
are
with
not
that.
the same.
It was like
I
cheesy,
know, we're
sweet
not
down with that.
goodness.
I like that.
I think if you're trying to make sure that he has some, I don't know if that actually hurts or helps.
I mean, I plan
Because
on
some
buying
people might be
50
into it. Yeah.
I'm gonna buy 51 packs, so
Yeah. How
I'll,
dare you?
I'll leave one for the 3 of you, 4 of you.
I just want the pin. I even told Albrier, I was like, I may never run your stuff, but I'm gonna buy it.
So
We
it
all
would
thank
benefit
you for
me.
that.
It would benefit me to just let you buy them.
I
and
was gonna
have
say,
the
yeah,
pin,
like
and
so
then-
far, Kotz has benefited from it, and so like someone's gonna benefit from all the broadleaf that he.
Well, if
he
I
ends up
miss
I
out,
am
releasing.
I'm hopping in your
so
DMs.
Stoked.
Yeah,
I
don't
got
worry about
the
it.
gingerbread, dude, because I
Oh,
want
yeah.
that True Mac. I'm actually really excited that you're running it, Mac, because I really want to just see it just as it is. Because mine's hit to the dog walker, which is I don't know what it's gonna do to it, but I'd love to see what yours looks like so that I can kind of get a general feel for it.
Yeah, I
I'm
had
gonna run
fully
that.
planned on grabbing the beanie with the holiday hustler and the mug with the gingerbread and running the gingerbread
Oh,
side
man.
by side with True Mac, but I overslept that day, dude. And I woke up and everything was sold out. And then people were posting pictures and it said like 5 of 13,
man.
and I was like,
Oh,
oh,
Yeah,
no
it
wonder
wouldn't have
I
mattered.
missed it, you
I was
bastards.
refreshing. I was refreshing
Yeah.
minutes before the drop, dude. I was sitting there refreshing, and I didn't realize that there were multiple SKUs,
Yeah.
multiple item listings for mugs. So I just chose the first one up top, and obviously everyone chose the first one up top. And so I miswrote down the credit card information. I had to refresh one extra time, and it took one refresh before I realized I was doomed, and everything was sold out.
That's what used to
Heartbreaking.
happen with Night
Yeah.
Owl's stuff, but
I
then
was
they
ready.
set it
Oh,
up
God.
to where, like, if you're on the website and you add it to your cart, it stays in your cart for
Yeah.
like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
Well, that's
way,
what I
if something messes up, you don't completely lose out
lose
on
it.
everything. Because that's what
That's what
happens.
happened with the first strawberry milk and cookies.
Sometimes it happens
Because
even if you
Yeah.
don't, yeah,
yeah,
even if you don't type something in wrong. Like
Oh,
somebody
guys,
else
yeah,
just beat you to it. Like
that
it's a race
yeah,
of the thumbs,
that
man.
used to
that's
be
what
a
Mhm.
standard meth drop, dude. Back in like pre 2020 was like, if you didn't have everything pre carded and ready to go, just a single pack, you were gonna get beat. It would
Yeah, it
sell
was
out
like
in
old
minutes.
Mephisto vibes for
Yeah,
sure.
I
Mephisto
thought they
Like,
were
drops.
super fun. I loved
Yeah,
Oh,
it
I
Mephisto
took me
bet.
three
drops.
times, dude. It was my third try before I finally got a drop to go through, and it was weeks before they started Meth Mondays. Like weeks
yeah.
before they started Meth
I
Mondays.
I remember when I forget what the first one was, but I remember just being excited that I got something, being like, I don't even care that it isn't anything remotely what I wanted, but I got something.
Yep,
it was a
that was me
glorious
too.
moment.
Anything
Yeah.
I could get in the cart, I would just throw in.
Yeah. And so I think I still have a couple of the way more broadleaf varieties because that was all I could get, and I was like, well, I'm gonna run it one day now. So because this wasn't released before Christmas, I'll ask one New Year's question so that we can classify this as technically close to a New Year's episode. Does anyone have any ridiculous New Year's resolutions that they are lying to themselves about keeping yet?
Absolutely.
Oh yeah,
Nice.
100%.
What is it?
I
I'm
have
interested
one.
to see. Okay,
Mac,
what is it?
You go first.
I'm gonna quit vaping.
Ooh,
Yes.
that's a good one.
Nice, man.
Like
good
nicotine.
How,
one.
how do you plan
products.
on
Yes,
doing it?
nicotine.
Yeah.
Bravo.
Cold turkey, son. Cold
Good.
turkey.
Congratulations.
Ooh, straight savage.
Yeah.
Going for it, yeah.
Build
One
mental
of the
toughness and
fuck yeah, dude.
kick a dirty habit all at the
Hell
same
yeah,
time.
you're gonna crush it, dude. You're a mentally
Do
tough
you
dude.
do you want to?
Yeah, I do, and I'm gonna be switching to
Because
a new job
that's what's
and
gonna
stuff,
make
so
or
I
break
think it'll
it. That's
be.
what's gonna make it easier. Yeah.
No,
Yeah, but
I
he
do
has
want
the
to.
job coming up.
I'm tired of spending the money, and I'm switching to a new job, so I think that that's like the perfect time to just make a lot of changes all at the same time. I'm changing shifts, I'm changing job titles,
Yeah.
so I'll be a
a
couple
whole
weeks
big
ahead
thing.
of the job on the vaping, and but
Yep.
yeah, January
Hell
1st,
yeah, man, you got that.
it's all going in the trash. I'm done.
That's awesome. Congratulations,
Fuck yeah,
dude.
man.
I'm stoked for you.
You can totally do this.
What about you,
Oh, yeah.
Cots?
So this year I am going to not drink.
Hell
And I've already gotten a kickstart on it, and I am going to carry it through 2023. That's my goal.
Hell yeah. Great job, Cots.
Yeah.
I fully support that decision.
100%, man. Congratulations.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it.
How big of a head start? Are you noticing any changes? Are you happier?
Yeah, I mean,
you miss it?
I'm 20 days in, so
Nice, man.
yeah, I'm always gonna miss it, but I want to stop, so I'm gonna stop.
Congrats.
Nice.
that's really-
Congrats, man.
A huge accomplishment.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I'm gonna try to
20
offset
days is
the
great.
money that I spent on
It really is.
alcohol by buying more seeds. That's what I'm gonna do.
Yes,
Like presents to yourself.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna
Genius.
we are one and the same.
Investments.
What
Yeah.
about
It's
you, G3? Do you have
reinvesting
any-
something you're getting rid of in your life. It's reinvesting into something you really care about.
That's
Super
Yeah.
brilliant.
Mhm.
So,
So
G3, do you have
Um,
any great ones?
I'm gonna grow a photo period.
Hell yeah. Do you know which one?
Nope. Maybe something from Lovin' in Her Eyes because oh my god.
Oh my god, the whole plant's frost.
Oh yeah,
Oh my god, they're
Seriously.
so good. Beyond beautiful.
most beautiful plants
People
on
are
the
like,
internet.
there's like crystals on the feeder roots and shit.
Yeah. So if I
Damn.
figure if I'm gonna do a photo period, we're gonna do it right. And she's a female
yeah.
breeder, and
That's awesome.
her plants
Do you
are
know which one you're
absolutely
gonna do?
stunning. I don't. They're her fire and ice and the frozen peaches both look really
okay, yeah.
spectacular.
I like that
And she
Spanish
has-
moon.
I was gonna
She
say
has one
Spanish
called
moon.
and Midnight Moonlight looks really beautiful.
Hell yeah.
So yes, I mean
That peach
everything
one,
she
though.
touches is spectacular. But yeah, the peaches.
I would have to
Ooh.
go for the peaches. I'm a sucker for some peaches.
Yeah, I've
That's
never
gonna be my
grown
next
anything
photo
like
period stuff too.
specifically peach
Yeah, that's not one that's
flavored.
as
So
common.
yeah, I'm seriously tempted. So yes, I resolved to grow a
Dope.
photo period this year.
Awesome.
Nice.
Hell yes.
What about you, Johnny?
Congrats.
I honestly haven't given it 2 thoughts.
That's fine. You just keep being you.
Yeah.
I don't want you to change. I
I got
refuse
one.
to let you change.
Johnny's
Okay.
resolution is to stop fucking Johnny and shit. That's what Johnny's is.
Do you know how boring our show would be if he didn't have stories?
Well, it would be cool if his stories were more than, guess what I fucked up to
No.
this week.
It's how he learned.
Nobody wants to hear
Experience
about
will
how
learn.
fucking amazing the banana milks look. I mean, because the banana
I
milks
know.
look absolutely fucking raging. Nobody wants to hear that shit. They want to hear about
Yeah,
the
we
powdery
do.
mildew.
No, we want to hear about
Wait,
that.
no, I want to
I
hear
will.
about the banana milks.
Yeah.
Oh,
They do look great.
God, they're raging, man. They're doing absolutely stunning. I pulled a leaf off a couple days ago. I had 13 fingers on it, and it
Whoa.
was just a little bit bigger than the size of my hand, but it would have been if I had let it grown, like, because I pulled it off one of the top ones. It wasn't fully matured yet. If I had let that thing grown, it would have been one of those gigantic big dinosaur leaves, because I had one on the 11 finger, so it was like, damn, man, I should have let that one go, but I'm trying to get to the lower bud sites, getting up to the top, and it's just a minor training here and there, pulling some big fan leaves off, and the bottoms have already come up, and this tent is beautiful. I've already had to pull the little one that was in the middle. I had 5 in the bed, and I had to pull that little one in the middle because she was just getting overrun. She wasn't growing fast enough to even keep up. So, yeah, they're doing absolutely beautiful. I got like 2 different phenotypes, it looks like. 3 of them are very, very similar, and then I got one in the front left. It's the one that had the big 13 leaf on it, but I sneaky suspicion it might be a male, which is depressing because these are feminized seeds. So I'm hoping
Ooh.
it's not. Yeah, I mean, it's growing faster, like it's taller, a little bit more vigor than the other 3 do, and it's definitely a different phenotype. And I'm seeing some pre-flower marks that indicate it might be male, but it's weird, so I'm going to have to flip them to make sure, or when I take cuts here eventually. I just want to make sure the powdery mildew's gone. And then I'm going to take cuts and put those in the easy clutter. I'm not going to screw with the dome again.
Right on, dude.
So,
Mhm.
yeah. But yeah, I can do stuff right.
Hooray.
Yay!
I'm so
Pat
happy.
on the back.
So your resolution is do
no.
stuff right more often.
No, honestly, it didn't go unnoticed that I stepped away from like Discord and Instagram and stuff for a while. I just had to clear my head. I don't know if it's the strain I've got lately or what, or just getting overwhelmed with people. I'm not used to having a lot of people around, so I just had to step away for a little bit. So I think my resolution is really just trying to find a way to balance all the podcast and Discord and my job and life and smoking weed so goddamn much. So that's my New Year's resolution, is to balance myself.
It's a great one.
Get some exercise, dude.
Yeah,
that would
seriously.
help too.
I love
'cause
that.
I also have some
It's
health
like a
issues going on.
natural-
Lost
it's
lot
like
of
a-
weight, so.
Natural fucking stress reliever, dude. And you got stress coming in forms of, in many different forms.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, we're all adults here. We all feel it, and exercise can help, dude. Even if you don't feel like fucking doing cardio or anything, just like go
Jump
in a
rope.
room by yourself and like get a jump rope or do like stretching and shit.
Yeah.
Like it,
Yeah,
10 minutes of
stretching's great.
stretching in the
Yoga.
morning.
Wait,
Makes a
yoga in the morning is
huge difference.
fantastic.
Well, I'm gonna add that to my resolution then, because I used to work out. Maybe that's what's going on too. Is I've taken a year off or more.
Yeah, dude.
So
You got to get that chemistry right in your body, man.
it
there's
does
also a
something
lot
to
to be
your
said.
brain, dude.
It does.
Yeah.
But seriously
also-
about yoga, like a lot of people will joke and make fun of it. There is nothing better before surfing than yoga. Like you get so limber and it clears your head and it's just great for you. Stretching has never been stupid.
We do yoga like 5 days a week at my house as a family.
Hell yeah, dude. It's
Mhm.
great.
And I don't feel bad about it. I was one of the people that was like, oh, that stuff's for girls until I did it once and my body felt so fucking relaxed and amazing after that. I was like, I'm doing this shit every day, man.
Exactly.
Just like YouTube videos for yoga or something.
Yeah.
Yep.
There's so many beginner guides that you can
Yeah, there's
start
a
and like
lot.
it's really good.
Shout out Yoga with Adrian.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
So good.
She's the
Right
best.
on. Cool. I'm gonna do that.
You
What about
should.
you, Padre? What do you got? What's your New Year's resolution?
It's the same every year, my friend. I just try and stay out of jail. If I can get another year under my belt with no more jail time,
Man.
I'm fine. So that way I never have very high expectations. I'll be like, you know what? Another fucking year with no jail time. So my expectations are high.
Add make Johnny a lightsaber to the list.
I know. I'm gonna take a
Yes.
look at some. I go back to work tomorrow. Super hard, of course. And I'll start right away looking at how I'm gonna fabricate that. It's gonna be exciting. I'm gonna make Johnny a sweet lightsaber.
Nobody gets more aroused than Rev about going to work.
Oh yeah, I'm
He will
notorious
repeat
for
it.
how hard I work. Okay, if you expect it to make sounds, I ain't making it, dude. That's way too much work.
Johnny can make the sounds.
I was gonna say, I'll turn it on a lathe for you, but dude, I'm not doing any electric work. I love you, but not that much.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah, no, but yeah, I appreciate that, Mac. It's well known how hard I work and the long hours I truly put in.
If I was you, I would think about adding another resolution to be offered more free meals at the park in 2020.
For real.
I was talking to my my lady about we have our anniversaries coming up, and I asked her where she wanted to eat, and she couldn't think, and she goes, "Why don't you come up with an idea?" And I said, "All right, meet me at the park around noon on Sunday. They do a wicked cheeseburger."
Yes, dude.
She left me.
Mine would have
Oh,
said,
that's
"Okay,
awesome.
I love cheeseburgers."
No, but yeah, I mean, I think as a serious resolution, I try and maintain every year is just to learn as much as I can and to share as much as I learn.
Nice, man. That's beautiful.
Yeah, and I mean that way I can, if it never happens, I don't feel bad because I didn't promise you guys shit.
No, and then the real history is told through the people. So the more you share with people, the more fucking history gets told the right way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What a beautiful way to end it.
Great show, guys.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thank you,
that was
man.
good.
Yeah.
G3,
Thanks for-
thanks,
thanks
for
again,
joining
G3.
us.
Yeah, it's always
Yeah.
fun. Having so many people on is awesome and chaotic, and I love it.
It was great. It's truly an honor for you to join the circle. We're all big fans. and
Oh, the honor
there
is mine.
100%.
Is there anything that you want to plug?
Well, let's see. There's Cultivation Conversation on Tuesdays at 8:30 on Twitch. There's Girls on the Grow live on Instagram Wednesday mornings at 10 a.m. I'm on both of those if you like to hear the dulcet tones of my voice even more. Otherwise,
And who doesn't?
yeah, come check out my shit on Instagram.
Amen.
There you go.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure. Absolutely. It's always a great time.
We forgot to tell her we don't allow promotion of other podcasts.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Oh,
we're
please.
we're so bad at, if you listen to any of our episodes, we talk positive about everybody. So it would be really funny if we started enforcing that now. Like,
No,
oh wait,
you
no,
can't talk about that.
fuck them.
Edit that part.
Edit it out. Edit that shit out. It'd be like 5 minutes of just us going, yeah, huh? Oh.
You're so right.
Meet Johnny.
Yeah. Great idea.
Jesus.
Alrighty, guys. Thank you so much.
Thanks, everybody. Peace.